All right, bros. I know you can't see me. Just give me a heads up that you can hear me okay. Streaming health looks good. The picture looks good. Just give me a yay on the you can hear me. Take a second for you to catch up to me here. It's a crazy storm going on, so I hope the power doesn't go out. Okay, all right. Thanks, guys. Awesome. All right, cool. So, Sunday, GT4. I've had to, anytime I do any kind of detailing thing, I've always got to kind of do it differently for the darn videos. And so I'm going to save, so I've already coated 2 of the wheels. And so I'm going to coat the 3rd wheel, put the EXO on, I guess 2 of them, and then this wheel I'll let cure overnight. And then I'll leave the 4th wheel for tomorrow, or I guess Tuesday when Michael Lava gets back, so we can shoot the rest of the completion of the series. And so what I'm going to do here tonight is talk to the camera, kind of show you what's going on with the GT4. I got to get this thing done. The Civic should be here Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. It shipped last night. Shoot, it might even be here in a day. Who knows? Reliable carriage is pretty quickly. It's pretty quick. So I'm going to do 3 of the calipers, 3 of the wheels, and then probably start coating the car and maybe work on the glass. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I can set the camera up here and just talk to you about what's going on. I got some new gloves I'm testing out here. Somebody sent me some nitro rubber black gloves to try using. These are Microflex Black Dragon Zeros. And these are large, which is a little too small, but I guess they work. And so what I'm doing with the wheels, I cleaned them, but I had to drive the car over here, so there's some sand and crap on them. And so what I've been doing is just spraying them down with eraser first. Actually, take that back. I've been cutting the nibs off first, and then doing the tires, and then cleaning the wheels. So these are Dunlop SP. What are they called? Sport Max Race 2, which is the Cup 2 alternative. And they don't have a lot of nibs. They only have this little nib on the inner thinger here. So it takes only a minute or 2 to clean it up. I already dressed these tires when I was at Porsche Wilmington, but I do want to treat them, actually treat them with some Stoner's tar and sap remover Tarminator, and then so give them a really good deep cleaning, and then we'll redress them and dress them a few more times while they're sitting here with the OG tire dressing. But I'll do that after coating, so we probably won't do that on this video. And so what I generally do is just take one of these black wheel towels. I already used this one a bunch. Take my Tarminator, spray it away from the car. Spray it on the towel. So I started spraying the towel instead. I used to spray it on the tire. I don't do that anymore. I feel like it's better to do it this way. That way you won't end up with any like dots or splotchiness or any kind of Tarminator buildup on your wheel. You don't want to let this sit on any sort of painted surface. And so I'd rather just do it this way, even though it doesn't saturate the rubber quite as much. I feel like mineral spirits works a little better at cleaning and prepping a tire, but I don't know, something about it seems to just dry it out. Or I don't know, it makes it so my tire dressing never works as well, especially the first few applications. And so I don't do that anymore. I don't use that anymore. I only use that for a short period of time. I've been using Tarminator for a long time. This is the Source Garage. I need to get their new version. This one doesn't roll so straight, especially with these big These are 295s with these big wheels and tires. It doesn't work as well. And since this is my GT4, I'm cleaning the backside too. There really aren't many nibs. They're super short. I like clip them all off. Okay. So I drove the car about 100 miles. You saw the first video. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. But we had put the first video up. I decided against releasing it all at once, and we'll just release it as we get them done. If you saw the video, you see, it's produced a whole lot more than my normal stuff that I basically don't even edit. The old stuff back in the old day was just live, almost kind of like this video, like the live stream, where I just patched it together and launched it. Well, these videos take a whole lot more editing and color correcting and all kinds of stuff, so a whole lot more process around it. Obviously, cleaning the backside of the tire is not necessary, but figure why not. All right, and then we're cleaning the face. So what I've been doing on these is eraser cleanup first, and then panel wipe, which we now have in the store, I believe. Panel wipe after. And then I gotta be careful not to spray this near my car. So I'm gonna get a good surface cleaning. These Satin tires, wheels. This is Porsche Platinum Satin. Does really well with a coating. So we're doing CSL XO. And I don't like C5. I don't really like any of the. I've used probably 4 or 5 different wheel coatings. I don't like any of them. So we're gonna stick with my CSL XO combo. And I'm not doing PPF on this car. It's, since it's a manual, this is such a, I think, such a great daily driving type car. And so I intend the GT4, this 718 GT4, to be driven more than any of my other cars. Even though it's a small little sports car, I just feel like it's going to be a great drive around town car. At least that's the plan. So, you can't really, I guess you could try and clay this, but again, it's a brand new car, so not a lot of surface contamination. I iron removed this. I think I did. Yeah, I think I sprayed the Iron X on these when I deconned the car. But again, I just find this process rather simple. Treat the wheels when they're newish, as new as possible. And I'm just going to surface clean it like I'm doing now, and then coat it. And that just makes it easier to clean them from now until forever. And so doing a coating on these wheels just kind of gives them like a richer looking finish. Doesn't change the shade. I want to get a fresh towel. Just make sure you guys can hear me. I see a bunch of comments. Let's see. Like that. It's not my fault, JT, that you have a sucky life. Oh boy. I don't have a daily job, so when I say daily driver, it means I'm gonna just drive it all the time. Where did I do with the panel? There it is, panel wipe right there. So now panel wipe, you don't want to spray on like eraser. I want to take panel wipe and spray one section at a time. All right, this stuff is harsh. I don't know what it is, but it's nasty. And so I'm doing this so that I make sure that I get a really solid bond. Yeah, since when is it a bad thing to be a successful business owner? Like why would anybody not like that? How much risk I've taken? You don't have a daily driver, man. Like, what? You suck. Like, so I suck because I'm awesome? Is that how that works? Come on. Be better than that. It's the weirdest thing ever. Now, granted, the whole business owner thing wasn't part of my plan. I didn't think I was a freaking entrepreneur. I just thought I was a really good employee. Well, I've figured out I'm a really bad employee. I don't like to be told what to do. So yeah, the GT4 is going to get driven, I think, more than any. It's just a much more fun car. I mean, the GT3 is fun too, but you know, being that it's a manual, you know, mid-engine, I don't know, I just think it's well suited. It's comfortable. It's a bit of a pain in the butt to get in and out of, but it's actually got more room than a GT3 because it's got the front and rear trunks to work with. You can go load it up with groceries and 2x4s if you wanted to. So that's my thought process, but what do I know? All right, let's do the back side here. Keeping our spray under control. Just getting it nice and clean and prepped. The more prep you do, the better chance you have of the coating holding up. Think about the only way you can have a bad experience with a coating is if you didn't wipe it off fast enough or if you didn't prep properly. So I think prep is key. I don't think, I know. This feels like my frickin' 57th set of wheels that I've done in the last year or so. I've got 3 more sets sitting over there, 2 more sets sitting over there, and then 1 upstairs. And then I've got my Desmond Regamasters coming. I gotta find out where those are from Matt at ICB. I know I paid for them. I think they're here. Okay. So now with CSL, Crystal Serum Light, all I have to do, I just do the whole wheel, front and back. That's why I like this so much. It's so freaking easy, so awesome. This is number 385, 385 bottle Focus of the OG version, which is the same version. It just has a dropper. Just make sure there's nothing on the surface there. Make sure you're still streaming here, still yelling at me about not being able to daily drive or whatever you're talking about. Oh, what's he calling? What's he crying about? Let's see. Ta-da. Oh yeah, now it's a bad thing also to get a bunch of expensive cars too. Get out of here, JT. He's probably gonna sell it in 6 months. Yeah, and? Isn't that like the dream of every car guy ever? To like get a new car every 6 months or 3 months or 2 weeks? Like what? In what bizarro world does anybody live where that's not a great thing? It's Great thing in my world. I'm gonna keep frickin' doing it. Well, you keep crying yourself to sleep, driving your whatever, your 96 Subaru. So I'm just, you can really sort of especially tell on this platinum satin. Just kind of put it on nice and even. It's pretty easy to tell when it's even, when it's not. And then we'll just wipe the excess off. You don't need to slop it on here. More is not more, if you know what I'm saying. So putting more coating on doesn't mean you're getting more bonded. It just means you're wasting it. That's pretty much the case with everything outside of Beadmaker. I see that comment like every single video I make. You're probably not going to keep it very long. Well, that's the whole fun. I'm going to be stuck with a car for 100,000 miles. That's the nightmare. Who the heck would want that? I don't want that. I know you don't want it. No one wants that. So anyway, I ordered the Soul exhaust. So what we're gonna do is Soul has a set of race headers, catless race headers. They have a race exhaust, which is a whatever, the OPF, the particulate filter delete. So the way that this exhaust works is there's header, goes to the cat, which then connects to an over axle pipe that goes over the rear axle, that then connects to a center muffler, or it's like a center side muffler combination. And so right now, what's available, FabSpeed has something, Soul has something, and that's about it. Oh, JCR has something. So the combination that Soul makes, that again, they make a section, so the race section goes from the cats and replaces the over axle pipes, goes into basically a straight through exit, right? And then you can choose to do resonators or not. And so I chose to do resonators. And I should be standing over here, but this is backwards for me, so I'm right-handed. And so start at the valve stem, work my way around. And so the race exhaust is pretty much drone crazy because it eliminates the valves. And so we're going to try that just for fun. Then we're going to try putting on the race headers and see what kind of end-the-earth loudness we get from that, which should be kind of fun. And then we're likely going to put the over-axle pipes back on, which means you would put the factory mufflers back on with valves. And then I'll probably put on the likely combination. I was talking to John and Mike at Soul. The likely combination that's going to do the best, that I'm going to like the most, will be, they have a valve controller, so like a little key fob valve controller. So we'll do that, and then we'll do the over-axle pipes with the factory exhaust, and then we'll wait for them to come up with a new center section, if you will, or new muffler, rear muffler section. Because without, and this is what I've experienced on all Porsches, without the valves, as much as we hate how they operate, the cars drone crazy. And it just makes it annoying, boomy, and just not fun. So we're going to play with it. We're going to try the race exhaust just for fun. It takes an hour or two to bolt it on. I don't think I need to take the rear bumper off or anything. So it shouldn't be too difficult to set up and shoot some exterior videos and do my thing. And so Soul is on board with doing that whole thing and me documenting it like I normally do. I'm not going to the dyno. I hate putting my $100,000, $200,000 cars on the dyno. It scares the crap out of me watching that thing frickin' humming on there. So I've I had my blue GT3 on the dyno 4 or 5 times. It's just, I don't feel the need to do it on this one. I know what happens with the valves on these cars and what happens when you disconnect valves and stuff like that. So I've done that study. I know enough about it on which way to go, what to choose. So that's the plan there. I get the unit NR7. I got to get one of those. I got to talk to my buddy Sebastian about the blend mount. So I'll do blend mount, hardwired unit NR7. See how awesome CSL is? I can take my time. I don't have to rush it. And just do whatever makes sense. And wipe off the excess. There's not a lot of excess on a platinum satin wheel like this. What else are I gonna? Oh, I ordered clear side markers from Suncoast Porsche, so those should be here. I've got to order a Renline cell phone mount. I'm trying to think of what else. There really isn't much else to do. I ordered like the little front trunk, little mat. They're a little. There's like a in the front trunk there. There's like a little tub thing that looks real clean. I have one on my RS, so I'm gonna get one of those. I ordered it. Ordered the Porsche car cover for it, so that way when it's sitting in here, because my normal process is I'll drive a car, so I'll wash, like for instance this week, like either today or tomorrow, I'm gonna wash the GT3 RS, and then I'll park it in the bubble, and I'll drive my M3, which is clean, sitting in the bubble right now, and then next week I'll do the same thing, swap cars. And so having this third car kind of throws off my plan, so I don't know how I'll do that. Probably one will stay here clean, one will sit in the bubble at the house clean, and the other gets driven. And so every other week I swap. And the Civic doesn't really count because that's just a giveaway car. That's just a fun project. I have no desire to drive that thing. It freaking sucks. I'm sorry, it's terrible. We're going to make it less terrible, but it's still terrible. That car to me is about the nostalgia, the fun, and drive around the block a little bit. But why in the world would anybody drive a Honda Civic when you've got a GT3 RS sitting in the garage? I know that hacks some people off, but it's the truth. It's the same truth you'd be telling yourself if you had both. So the Civic shipped yesterday and should be here. Usually it takes them a day or two. It's coming from Boston, and Derek did to a T, like exactly what I wanted. I'm so pumped. The stereo, and I posted some pictures on Instagram, and people were giving me a hard time. I'm like, you don't know car stereo like I do. It's freaking awesome. I know it's going to sound fantastic. He RTA'd it, tuned it, set it all up. It's going to be incredible. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. It ended up being 23,000 bucks. So yeah, not cheap. For a 210s, a set of 3-way separates and an amplifier. But the stealth amazingness that I wanted, it costs a lot of money to get the guy to do it. So I know everybody has their guy. Well, Derek is my guy. World class, been doing it for 30 years. It's freaking awesome. So, and I gave him sort of a blank canvas and said, here's what I want, roughly. Here are the products I want. And here's how I want it to look. And he just ran with it and just did it. He did it perfect. The thing is absolutely spot on perfect. All right, so let's EXO these other two. So let's do our EXO on the front two. So these have already been, CSL's already been done on these. So let me cut off a new piece and we'll slap a couple of coats of EXO on these back to back. So what I generally do a lot of times when I'm doing the wheels, if I don't I'm gonna go pull the little white ones have been hard to get. And so I have all these old CarPro suede towels. I've had these for a long time. I've been cutting them up for years. And so these suede towels are the same thing as the suede applicators. And so what I do is take my really expensive Japanese scissors and I just cut off a little goofy looking square. I know everybody likes the microfiber applicators. I just think it wastes so much product. I think this is the way to go. Not as comfortable in your hand. I know I'm one of the few that likes it this way, but it just seems to make sense to me. I think I got a couple of bottles of EXO over here. Yep. EXO V4. A couple of these. Let's see. Are we still streaming? I'm sitting here yapping away, not checking on the stream. Oh, Bryce is in here, or Mike's in here, someone's in here. Let's see. Yeah, people are going to freak out hearing that number. I don't frickin' care. Cool. All right, we're still going. All right. So 2 coats of EXO. So we'll do one on this wheel. We'll do one on the other wheel, and then we'll come back and do the others, or come back and do it again. Same story with EXO. Apply it the same way. Gosh, looks so good with CSL on. You know, cleaned, prepped, first coat of CSL. EXO's not really going to add anything to the look of these satin finished wheels, but it will add to the hydrophobics. I just love this combination. It's so good. So yeah, the Civic Stereo, I mean, if you want to play in the high-end audio world, I mean, this is what it costs, people. I'm sorry, but you can do something halfway, but most of that is labor. You know, just the subwoofer enclosure alone, it's a down-firing 10-inch sub enclosure. Derek has like 30 hours, 30, 35 hours, you know, into that box. Because we don't want to use fiberglass. Fiberglass has a different resonant frequency, doesn't sound as good. And so he builds the entire box out of stepped MDF trim pieces, if you will. And we'll show you on the video. He took some clips of making it and stuff, so we'll patch together a video from there. I knew it was going to be weeks and weeks and weeks, so I couldn't fly up there and stay there for 3 weeks while they're building the thing. But the labor is 80% of the cost of the darn thing. So sorry to break it to you, but for what I wanted, that's what it cost. And then I got another $3 grand of shipping to ship it back and forth. But remember, notice I haven't done this to any of my cars, like the cars that I've kept. This is a giveaway car. It's going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we're going to sell a freaking zillion dollars of stuff that's going to pay for all of these fun dream projects. So imagine this. Going back to the whole argument of, I don't have to live by the same rules as everybody else, like with daily drivers and all that crap. That's the advantage of taking the risk and getting lucky like I have. When I do this giveaway, we sell a bunch of stuff and I make a profit on that stuff. And so I'm going to be 130, 140,000 into this Civic, cost-wise, between the purchase price of the car and all the parts that I bought and the engine and all the other things that I bought for it, window tint all the way down to, spoon wheels, or I think I have 8 sets of wheels for it now. We'll sell lots and lots of stuff for, because people want the stuff, but they also want to participate in it because it's fun. So I'm going all out. I'm doing all the things that, like with an unlimited budget, like what would you do? That's what I want to do. And then I have a limit, of where, where I want to take the car and how crazy I want to get. But these are all the things that I dreamt of doing, like a dream of sending it to your guy to do a freaking crazy stereo with, you know, just getting you exactly what you want, not getting what you need to get because you have a certain budget in mind. And that's how it worked out. You know, we certainly could spend more, but I didn't want more. This is what I wanted. And so, you know, it took 2.5, 3 months, which was fine with me because I needed a break from the car anyway. So now it comes back, and you're going to really freak out when we put a $12,000 Moton suspension on it. But that's $12,000 Moton coilovers. That's a lot more for the whole suspension. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. So the Moton 3-way, I think retail was $12,400 or something like that. I didn't pay that much for it because I have a great relationship with Moton, but I told him, I said, I want to do something nuts. He said, well, I got it for you. Let's do Moton 3-way, but valved for the street. So it's, the remote reservoir shock. This is completely stupid and ridiculous, I understand. But we took this track race, race day ready suspension to put on this 99 2000 Civic, and got to figure out where we're going to put the remote reservoirs and all that. I'll have John from LHT come up with something clean for that, and then I have every hard brace part made. Of course, we have the Mugen strut tower braces that we're putting on it, are already on it, and yeah, it's going to be freaking awesome. So. And then I'm pretty sure the wheels that are going to go, the wheels that are going to end up on it are those diamond dark gunmetal CE28s and 16. 15s just, I don't know, just can't do it. I think 16s look way better. And then the John from LHT got me a really clean, like he says, it looks almost brand new and hasn't even rebuilt it yet. JDM B18C, B18. I know, you could do a K-swap or whatever. I don't want a K-swap. I want a B18. It's what I wanted when I was 20. It's going to be magical. So with EXO, you need to be a little bit more aware of high spots. Still pretty easy to apply. So my guess, we'll probably finish the Civic. It'll probably take another 3 months or so. So I think we'll probably do a giveaway in January. Maybe start it in mid-December and run it through the end of January, something like that. Do like a 45-day thing. I don't know. Still waiting, hopefully hoping to get the word in the next couple of weeks of the MSS Plus cabinets for Emmanuel's garage. And all the timing worked out really poorly, and the supply chain of everything dried up. And so Emmanuel closed on his garage. He's the one who won the garage giveaway that we're going up to do. Mike and I and Bryce and Mike and everybody will go up and shoot that whole video series, which I think is going to be really cool. I wanted to do another giveaway coinciding with it, meaning while we're installing it, have another giveaway going on, but I don't think we're going to be able to get that done in time because our darn sale, my capacity test sale, oh boy. Where are we at? Let's see. My poor all the shipping. Oh shoot. So we did 263,000 on Friday, 84,000 yesterday, and we're at 54,000 today. So what is that? That's 140 plus 260. Yeah, we're at 400K. And I don't know how many orders that is, but it's a lot. So the goal here was to stack it up so that way when they come in on Tuesday to kind of see what our capacity is, you know, how many orders can we do. It just so happened to fall on Labor Day. All the guys are making fun of me saying I'm having a Labor Day sale and everybody's going to expect a Labor Day sale forever. I don't want to do that. I vowed that I wouldn't do that kind of thing. Just don't want to be beholden to holiday sales to have a business. And yeah, so now we've got 1,500 orders plus whatever happens Monday. And we'll probably do 100,000 plus on Monday, 200,000 plus on Monday. So we'll probably end up at $600,000-700,000 in sales in a weekend that now we have to ship out. We did a decent chunk on Friday. When I say we, I mean they, my parents and the team, the shipping team. But that team consists of like 14 people now, or 13 people, so we should be more efficient. Whereas Black Friday, we only had 5. So I'm excited. Excited for all of it. Let's see, are we still streaming? Yep. So right now the Civic has an Apex I. I forget which model it was, but I have the Fujitsubo, which I think will probably be perfect. It's in the bathroom shower, sitting over there, ready to go. So that'll probably be the exhaust that stays on it. I ordered that like 4 months ago, and it came, so I wasn't sure it would ever come or I'd ever get one. And then we'll do a test pipe, but also retain the cat. So if it goes somewhere there where you want to, have it inspected and all of that, then you can throw the cat on in 2 seconds. I mean, it's like 4 bolts. So that'll be, I keep doing that. I need to move this thing this way. Now that I'm not spraying these anymore, I can move it closer to the car. Put the brake back on. Because I'm right-handed, I need to go this way. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, it's just going to be a Honda tuned V18, with cams and intake and really simple stuff. So should pass smog no problem with the cat put back on it. But Toda header, Fujitsubo exhaust, should be really nice. No janky crap. I didn't even realize these are plus 61 offset, 20 by, let's say 20 by 8.5. Probably need to run. I'm gonna have my friends at Future Classic make me some spacers for these. The fronts, the rears, I don't think you could run a spacer. And then we'll see if I got any kind of shimmy or anything. We'll nix that idea. And we'll get some aftermarket wheels. I don't know what I would put on this. I'm gonna lower it to the GT4. The calipers. Finish this 2 coats of XO. Dress the tires. Then on Tuesday we'll come in. We'll knock out the conclusion of the detail series. And then I need to do the options I chose in Y video, showing what they all look like. I know I optioned it in the configurator, but I think it'd be more useful to show it like what it physically looks like. We'll kind of break down the pricing of the car and all of that. And then radar detector install. Probably do an interior cleaning video at some point. got to do. And then, of course, we'll have the whole exhaust series, which would be really cool. I think will be cool. So yeah, I'm excited. I took a little time off from the Civic and huge projects on cars, and then we'll be back at it here. Got to get those views, man. See, to me, I would much rather have. I was looking at videos. I'm like, the video that's gotten the most views is like 600,000. It's the sanding video. It's like episode 9 or 8 of the sanding with Jason Rose. It's just a really simple, basic video. And I was thinking, maybe someday one of these Civic videos or something somebody will watch it. But I get this is not a broad appeal type channel. Who the heck wants to watch some goofball that isn't into this thing, coating wheels on a Sunday afternoon? Someday we'll get a 1 million view video, and then I will have made it. I think I'd rather take building out the OG brand and store. I'd rather have that than the views. Actually, I'd rather have both, but we'll be just fine. With more views comes more guys like our buddy JT there in the comments. More Pizza Hut delivery boys that know it all. I'd rather have 20,000 doctors and lawyers watching my stuff. It's a much better existence. Or you got the one guy who makes he's probably made 50 new fake profiles. You can always tell because it always sounds exactly the same. It's so weird. Can you imagine that? Having some dude care that much? Stop, bro. Get your own life. Leave me out of it. I just want to coat my wheel. Talk to my friends on a garage hang. And that's what this whole thing was and really is a garage hang. The videos have always been a way for me to, instead of standing here on a Saturday by myself, alone, I'm here with you, with the camera. The beauty for me is the camera, I don't have to deal with anybody. I get to say what needs to be said. I get it out of my head. That I don't have to entertain, and whenever I'm done, I just turn it off. But so it's been this license to any day, everyday therapy that's really helped me. I know I like giving people a hard time, the irrational people a hard time, but it really doesn't bother me that much. Sometimes it does. Some things bother me when I just want you to know that I know what I'm talking about. Otherwise I wouldn't talk. And if I don't know, then I almost always preface it, saying, hey, I haven't figured this out yet, but it is something that's of interest to me. And chances are by the end, I'll know a little something about it. And a lot of times, the comments from the doctors and lawyers and engineers and business owners and people of the such, of like-mindedness, is super helpful to me. So I posted in the group last night. Shane got mad at me. He's like, what are you posting about masks for? He's probably deleted 50 posts. And then I went in and I was asking about masks. Well, if I'm going to have to wear this stupid thing, then what the heck? Let's do it right. I'm clearly being outvoted by the world. So if we're outvoted and I've got to live in that world, let's figure out how to do it right where we have something that actually functions instead of just sticking with some underwear strapped to my face that doesn't do anything. Or does very little, at the least. All right, so EXO, I normally go back to back on this. I'm gonna cut another one of these. You start doing some research, and there just isn't any solid information on, you know, what, you know, I'm in the airport in this super uncomfortable mask. Like, why can't we have one that's comfortable and one that filters in and out? Apparently it doesn't exist. So, I don't know, that's just what I'm asking for. I'm sure that other people would want that too, but I don't care if it's $1,000. It's like, you know, it's like, you know, a cell phone. You just, man, I couldn't imagine spending, you know, what is an iPhone 11 Plus? I think, you know, I have a 512 gig version. I thought I was going to use it as a vlogging cam. So, what is that thing? $1,600, something like that? $1,200? I don't even know what it costs. But I do know that I use that thing, and I hate spending that. But I use that thing every day, all day. It's with me everywhere I go. So why wouldn't I invest in the best option? You know, and why would I be concerned with spending a bunch of money on something that is, you know, attached to me? And so if we're going to live in a world, which I doubt will be the case, I mean, I'm 40 years old and I haven't needed a mask to this point. Now all of a sudden we do. So common sense would tell us that this will go away. But, you know, in respect to businesses that are requiring it, you know, I'm not too keen on, you know, some local official telling me what I got to do, just like most of us probably aren't. But, you know, if the Publix is a private business and they say that they want us to wear it going in because they want to limit their liability and that's the requisite to go into a store, then I have a choice. I can either not go in that store or I can follow their rules. And so if I'm going to comply because I've been outvoted, then I would want to do it right. Instead of just wearing some, you know, handkerchief on my face, it doesn't do anything. So, and I know the whole idea is it's supposed to, you know, you sneeze, it's supposed to capture it and blah, blah, blah. It's not about you, it's about everyone else. Well, you know what? I don't think anybody that's complaining about it's about everyone else really cares about anybody else. It's really about you. And so why can't we make a mask that does both, protects you and protects them, if you will? So maybe we can't. Otherwise it would probably exist. That was the question I was posing in the group last night. And we got my answer in that I'm not the only one looking for it, but it's not that simple. You can't just spend, you know, $1,200 on a mask and solve all the problems because it doesn't exist. So hopefully it will exist someday. Hopefully it won't exist someday, because hopefully we'll go back to rational whatever. And I find it, you know, fascinating that, you know, the political aspect of it is fascinating. I don't do politics, not my thing. I just navigate the waters that I'm dealt and try to take advantage as much as possible. That's what's so beautiful about capitalism. But I don't generally live by other people's rules. That's the whole point. That's why I always got in trouble when I had a job working for somebody else. So the mask brigade you can leave your pitchforks at home, because I don't care. I don't care about wearing it or not wearing it, or either vice versa. Yeah. Just try to solve problems. All right, so our Exo's ready to go. Man, this is going to feel good to have at least 3 of these wheels done. So after this coat, we're going to put the tire dressing directly on. Start at the valve stem so we keep ourselves organized. I'm sure there's two of you that are losing your crap in the comments right now that I'm not looking at. About the science. It's the science. Okay. All right. You can science all you want. I don't want to frickin' wear a mask outside when I've got, when there's 3 people around. It's frickin' stupid. Oh, the phone's ringing. Does that mean somebody's trying to tell me it's not working? Let's see. All right, here we go. Messages deleted. 12 messages held for review. That's good. No mask, no telemuck. Telemuck. Let's see. Yeah, let's see, let's keep going here. All right. No mask, no ice cream. So we'll do the tire dressing here in a minute on this wheel, and then we'll slop some EXO on the second front wheel, and then I'll probably come back over here tomorrow. We'll see. Michelle and the kids went to the beach. So that means I get to play with my GT4. I gotta go drive this thing. My driving therapy's been working. Although on the way here I had about a panic attack and a half for some reason. Pulled over, sitting on the side of the road like a psychopath. It freaking sucks. Oh boy. Imagine if I lived in a real city. I wouldn't be able to drive anywhere. And I got people telling me, see, I knew he didn't have obsessive compulsive disorder. He passes out. I said, well, isn't that kind of what causes me to pass out, the obsession? His therapist told me. It's like, you're talking to my therapist? That's a little odd. I told my therapist about that. I said, yeah. There's a lot of people that say that they watched the video that we made and said that, maybe not a lot of people, but there's 3 or 4 be like, yeah, see, even your therapist said you don't have obsessive compulsive disorder. She started belly laughing. She's like, you're like the gosh darn classic case. Said, yeah, I would really, really wish that they were right. Gosh, you think I want to be this way? Like driving down the road, panicking, or obsessively worrying about every second of every day. Oh boy. It's what makes me good and also makes me bad. See, this is like therapy to me. I get to air out all of my grievances. Live, uneditable, can't go back on it. I'm gonna get myself canceled one of these days for saying the wrong thing. Saying I don't want to wear a mask when I'm mountain biking in a wide open forest by myself. How dare you? A deer might catch it. What happens if you go by a deer and spit on them? Get out of here. All right, tire dressing time. So that's 2 coats of EXO and a gosh darn beautiful looking wheel. Too bad the offset's not as good as the GT3 offsets. All right, grab a brush and some tire dressing. And then we'll just let it sit for several hours while I start working on the car. I don't know, make some comments. Tell me, should I keep going? Or, because I'm about to I'm going to do the calipers. I'm going to do CSL on the calipers today. That way I can do EXO tomorrow. I'm only going to do 3 of them. Gosh, this stuff smells so darn good. Don't spray the car, Dumbo. Yeah, so I like to put some CSL on that. And then I think for the video series, again, this series is much less of going deep into the detail and more of just simply showing the experience. A little different style, shooting in 24 frames a second. So we just want to capture it. So I'm kind of doing a lot of this legwork. It needs to get done. So I'm doing a lot of this part of the process now. So that I can wrap it up and get this thing back on the road. I want to go drive it. So what I've been doing is driving like, 30, 40, 50 miles a night. Let's try to get myself so that I can drive where I want to drive. I've got all these like trigger points where I start freaking out. It's a gosh darn disaster. And whatever. At least you can laugh about it. I can laugh about it. Worst case scenario, if you guys keep buying $500,000 of stuff in a couple of days, I'm going to hire myself a driver. Get myself an S600 AMG. Maybe a Panamera executive, and just sit in the back, pay someone. Bet you I could find someone that would want that job. Just drive me around everywhere. That'd be cool. I'll just take my cars to a closed track where I'm by myself and get my fix for driving. Or just get super heavily medicated so I can drive wherever I want. Or continue to work on myself and act like a rational human. That'd be good too. I remember when I left wealth management, I was sitting there when they were grilling me about my YouTube channel, and the compliance officer was asking me if I was mentally stable. It's like, so tell me about this. You're telling everybody that you have this disorder. Are you mentally unstable? I said, yes, sir. Yes, I am. I am so unstable that I am looking at everyone's portfolio 7 times a day and completely obsessed with it. Well, how could you make videos and manage people's life savings? Well, because I'm freaking crazy. I'm insane. That's how. I'm not like you. Because I don't see how you could do both. So, well, that's why you're not me. That's why you can live a well-adjusted life. All right, let's talk about cars again. This is a car channel. Stop talking about masks. It's about cars. So yeah, GT4 is freaking awesome. I'm actually pretty pleased. I mean, inside the car it sounds really great. You get a ton of intake noise, which you don't get from the GT3, which is really awesome. It's part of what I love about my M3 so much, is that combination of induction and exit noise. So you get both. That I think is incredible. And so this car, I get a lot of that, and then we'll see when we do the aftermarket exhaust, how does that change? So I think it's gonna be a really great combination. I think it's gonna sound awesome. And it's like magical, because the 981, the previous generation, has that Carrera S burble, that overrun that I don't love. I'd like a little more linear exhaust note. And so this car doesn't have that. It has a very linear, but still very throaty sound. I think it's great. And I wonder, I guess from now until forever, just like with the E92, all I'm gonna hear about is the gearing ratio, because Matt Farah talked about it in a video. And now that's like the way for people to sound smart, is to say, oh, you're gonna address the gears. I said, no, there's nothing wrong with the gears. It's ridiculous. It's like, are you gonna address the rod bearings? No. There's nothing wrong with the rod bearings. Not at 30,000 miles. It's like that car guy lore to make you try to sound like like you're in the conversation. Make you sound smart. So don't do that. You sound stupid. Oh yeah, I heard the gearing on those GT4s is not good. So no, it's fine. It works great. I think it's awesome. In fact, if you hadn't said that, I'd never even think about it. Never would have even considered it. So no, we will not be messing with that, because there's nothing wrong with it. So we revamped the interior package. I'm going to revamp the polishing package this week, because we finally got the XFE 7s. I've got to put them after this sale. I've got to put them on sale because they sent it to me and FedEx punted the box. So all the boxes are all mangled up. So we're going to have like a 15% off deal on the whole pallet of XFE 7s and batteries and all that stuff for the flex stuff that we got in that was all mangled and jacked up. And so they said, well, if you keep it, there's nothing wrong with any of the stuff. It's just all the boxes are all jacked up. And so they said, if you keep it, we'll give you a discount. And so I'm just gonna sell off all that, order another pallet of fresh ones, where they don't punt it. Crap, did I clean the inside? I did, didn't I? Shoot, got me yapping here. Yeah, I did. Just make sure. This platinum satin, I don't really feel the need to get out any lights or anything. It's pretty good. Okay, so let's do our tire dressing. Let's see what you guys are talking about right now. Press-all bottles are on the water. Yeah, the gearing thing, it's a YouTube thing. I'm a professional reviewer. It's called I own the frickin' car. That makes me a professional. It's not a review, it's an experience. It's real. can't get enough of the smell of this stuff. It's so freaking good. All right, so let's do our calipers. I forgot there for a minute. I was dreading. I'm like, I gotta just sit on the ground and do the calipers, but I forgot for a minute there that I got it on a lift. So I just put it up in the air. I'm smarter than that. I'm better than that. All right, let's move this out of the way. Let's turn our camera angle a little bit here. I'm sort of limited because I got an HDMI cable plugged in. And let's go up with it. And actually, I think I'm going to save. Well, tough luck. Since I'm on the live, I'm going to save this caliper for the video. We only need to capture a little B-roll on it. So I'm working on the noose bomb stuff. Should be here shortly. So now it's too low. So I've been working with noose bomb to make ramps, and make some awesome ramps for like approach ramps, because apparently nobody cares about approach ramps but me. But if you have a lift, I think you want an approach ramp because your cars can be too low. So let's just go straight panel wipe. Get this caliper nice and cleaned up so we can coat it. Gosh, these Brembos are so cool. So we should be launching our noose bomb lifts here soon. I'll be replacing this one. We're again working on all the details of pricing and margins and all the such. And I want to coat this in the middle here too. Let's clean this off. Brembo SGL Carbon. Amazing. I can never go back. So I need another little applicator. Just cut one off here. We got that. And what did I do with the CSL? Oh, I put it right here. Who knows how long this lasts on a caliper, but it seems to work. And I don't know what the heat does to this, but seems to be on there and seems to work pretty well. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. So the big long-term question for me is having GT4 and GT3. What is that? Is that redundant? Are they so different because of mid-engine, rear engine? You know, I enjoy the Porsche experience so much, but it is a little bit too much. Should I be considering other cars so that it's different? Should I just stick with a GT3? Just drive that around everywhere? We're going to answer all those questions, and I'll be sure to be sharing that with you as I figure it out personally. I don't know why I'm using an interior towel, but it just seemed like I didn't want to go over and grab a fresh one, so a fresh, what I call coating removal towel. That noise sounds like my autofocus is going crazy. There we go. It's good stuff. Nice easy little cleanup, so you can see. I think you can see that. Factory coilovers. Look at how much room. We could lower this sucker 1.5 inches. Dump it on the ground. Is this thing focusing, or is that just the fan I'm hearing? And you're using the C200 here. Be awesome someday to have like 5 C200s. And just like having a driver, I have an on-call camera guy. Shows up on Sundays when I feel like getting off my rear end and moving. So I still got Canada on the brain. Canada, Australia, UK. I'm gonna figure that out. You know, it's gonna take me a while, so be patient with me if you're in those areas, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna start chasing that. It's, you know, I've got to work on all the logistics. How am I going to do that? With whom am I going to do it? Who am I going to hire? How am I going to manage, you know, international bank accounts and tax code? And, you know, I'm sure that, you know, there's lots of companies that do it and have done it. Who do I partner with? And do I partner or do I own it? I really don't think I would do very well with some sort of partnership. So I really want to own it and be in complete control of it. And so its brakes are amazing. It looks so good too. So, you know, I'm gonna have to figure all that out. Let's do the rear. And I can start working on the paint. You know, the CSL XO process looks identical, so I don't see why I can't. I'll just shoot we'll shoot the video. Accordingly. Let's see, get that funky crap out of there. Just wipe this down. Yeah, so I'll start playing with ride height adjustments and stuff as well. Kind of ruins the theory that Porsche engineers know better, so you should never modify your car. Well, they're giving us factory adjustable coilovers, basically saying that, hey, we're going to set this up sort of moderately. We're going to set it up so that everyone can drive it and try to make sort of that happy medium of performance versus height. And so, but chances are, like if you see a Cup car or you see any other track-driven Porsche, they're generally lower. The disadvantage of lowering it, yes, you'll have less travel, but the main thing would be for the street, for bumps and comfort. and then your front lip, and then people complaining about the car being too low, and then them having to have warranty claims because people break their front bumper in half. And so instead, you know, most performance cars, I don't think it's going to spin. Oh yeah. Most performance cars are set up for that happy medium. Yeah, I think what I'll do, I'll just save both the front and rear, the whole coating process for Tuesday. Especially since I can't get you guys over there on the camera. But this is how I do it. Pretty simple. I don't dress this or any of this. I guess you could have the same argument that, well, why do you even wash your car? Because it's just going to get dirty. But I mean, this literally gets destroyed immediately. Like driving to the stop sign at the end of the parking lot. At least when you wash the car, it stays somewhat clean. And so I don't mess with that. I don't find the need to do anything here with that. All right, let's put the car down and let's work on our CSL XO install. And I'm going to go get some I have actual coating removal towels, so I'm going to get some actual applicators and a block. Oh yeah, these gloves are really good. I'm not sweating nearly as badly. Let's see, what are you guys talking about here? Let's take a camera and turn it. Is this like an endless loop where you can see yourself or see the camera? Let's see. Yeah, it is lame to not modify a car. It's no fun. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. A little color lock bottle with the this little squeeze bottle for the tire dressing. Yeah, I don't sell the tire thingy. It's from the Source Garage. We need to get them. They have a new version of it. All right, let me go grab some applicators and put the car down, and we'll start coating. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. I will put 2 coats of XO on the car as well. So first step, I'm gonna put this away. Look at these scissors, they're so freaking cool. ARS, these are designed for cutting up to Kevlar. These are ARS 526H. Be real careful, they'll slice your finger. I already did that once. Made in Japan. They look kind of cheap, but man, when you feel them in your hand, I think they were like 600 bucks or something like that. But I'll literally have these for probably the rest of my life for cutting paper and fabric. But OG spec for sure. So we probably need to fill up the eraser. So let's do that. Where are you? Let's turn it this way here, and we'll zoom back in. Yeah. Oh, new under cabinet lighting. It's so good. I just have to figure out how to frickin' cut through 4 pieces of 18 gauge steel efficiently, so I can put it underneath the cabinet. I do have one suede applicator, which will buy me some time from having to go over. This is where having the skin wedge tool. If you haven't bought one of these, you want one. You want one big time. It's hard not to go look at what the sales have been doing. Yeah, we're at 57,000. We sold 4,000 since I last looked at it. It's freaking cool. Okay, so we got our applicator ready. First, we need to wipe the car down, because we polished it and I haven't wiped it completely down yet. Let's just fill up our bottle. This is the version 1.3 bottle, I believe. The bottles are on the water. Have been on the water for a while, so they should be here someday. Adam's funnel. Thing's awesome. Boom. And then I actually like using the twist loop towels for this. Put this away. Let's get the car in frame. See how far I can bring this over. Got some more slack I can work with. Oop, that's it. Almost ripped it out. Zoom out a little bit. That should do it. I think you guys can see that okay? Ish. Yeah, you can see me at least. Now, I don't want to get a bunch of fingerprints on the car, so let's glove up. Yeah, I like these gloves a lot. I'm going to be putting these in the store if I can order them in quantity. I just need some extra large versions. The large is a little too small. So, we'll do this half. Obviously, we don't want to scratch the surface. We want to make sure that we're being as gentle as possible, but also getting off our polish residue, which I find Perfect Finish doesn't leave a bunch. At least nothing that interferes with the, very little that interferes with the coating. This car looks insane in person. It's blue. Super good. We're going to coat the trim too, so kind of losing my coating inspiration here. Meaning, I kind of might wait till tomorrow to do it. clean out all the cracks. This is kind of how I also generally get as much of the polish overspray out of all the jams and everywhere as well. And then we'll do another real good cleaning after the first wash to make sure we get all the crap out of everywhere. Let's do the other side. Make sure I get all the overspray, and then I spray it over here. Who's messaging me? Get out of here. It's real nice. It's about to get even nicer, nice and slick. Okay, let's clean out the front bumper, and what I'll do, probably just gonna coat the front clip here. Call it a day. Got some solid work done. Or I might put some headphones on and work on it. What do I do with the, oh, it's right here. Sorry, this is as far as I can get the camera over. I need to get a longer HDMI cable for this application. We got our blue-orange vices. Kind of blue. It's kind of a grayish blue, but it does look nice. It's pretty subtle. I like it. The anodization process changes the hue of the blue, I think. And we're going to coat all this black plastic trim as well with the same stuff we're putting on the paint. Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to rush to finish the videos or finish the detailing process or portions of the video on Friday, but we just decided to take our time and do it right. So, because I wanted to drive the car this weekend, but I'll have it. You know, I can drive it whenever. So, no need to rush it. polish residue out of there. Man, this car looks so good. It's even better that no PPF. I just pop my tow hook off just so I can clean out that. And we're good. Can't take the emblem off of this car. Some of you will be happy about that. Need a little bit of panel wipe here for this trim piece. Okay, so time to coat. This is going to look absolutely insane. Stop saying straight pipe. Okay. Where did I put? Let's see, cells over here. Ready to rock. Like so. Start here. Work it in. Again, I know that a microfiber applicator is more efficient. I just like suede. Uses less product. I kind of enjoy this experience of putting a coating on. I'm also going to coat the entire plastic under thinger underneath here. My word, this blue, so good. I just realized I got 3 blue cars in my life now. GT4, M3, Civic. All a slightly different shade. But none of that baby blue bullcrap for little girls and baby boys. I'm just messing with you, sort of. I don't know what's with dudes and baby blue. I'm a real man. I want some real blue. Oh yeah, CSL, do the whole darn front trunk thinger. 2 towels. And then a magical wipe. Magical being as now it's super slick and awesome. This is almost as magical as taking off power lock. Not quite though. Just be careful when you're pushing it onto other panels. Try to avoid that if you can. But I need to follow up and wipe the other panel that I'm pushing it onto. This blue is pretty easy to see under these lights. If there are any extra left over. Yep, that's pretty awesome. As usual, CSL does not disappoint. Let the rock chips begin. Kidding. I'm sure we'll get one or two in the next couple of years, but it won't be bad. I've only ever had 2 PPF on 2 different cars. The 2 white GT3 RSs, that's it. Magical. That's so good. When the whispers start coming out, that's when you know I'm happy. Let's do our fenders. Shoot, with CSL, you could probably do the fenders too at the same time as the hood. Do the headlights as well. I'm guessing the GT4 RS will have a whole carbon fiber clip. You know, like this will be carbon, the fenders will be carbon, I would think. Maybe some additional fender venting. Be interesting to see, but the problem is the GT4 RS, I would assume, will be PDK only. I mean, hopefully it's not, but my guess is it'll end up being a PDK only option, which I'm guessing this car is going to be awesome in PDK form, but I would much rather have a manual. Yeah, I don't like the block. Outside of the hood and the roof, I don't like the block. Just like the regular suede pad. And I find that the glove kind of grips it. Makes it still function well. Especially when I want to get in here into the gas cap area. Stuff is magical on trim. Exo is even better. Makes it look fresh, new, satin. It's really good. Nice. Let's make sure I got the headlight well. Get this black trim around it. Good. And wipe it flat. Basically just wipe it on or wipe it off. Doesn't get any easier than that. Well, I guess I'm out of stuff to say, huh? So I think that means I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to finish this front clip, go home and eat some dinner, make a nice steak, watch some more Heartland, do some more Canada research. I'd like to come visit, but they don't allow us Americans in there right now. Ain't no Americans allowed in Canada for the foreseeable future. Okay. Man, that looks good. I see a scratch right here. How's there a scratch there? I should have done something when I removed the tape. I have to get the polisher out and fix that. All right, I'm done. I'm done with you people. I'm done with the car, but the slickness, oh, that's so good. Makes me so happy. Wow. So anyway, that's a wrap. I'm gonna turn on some music, finish the front clip here, probably polish out that scratch on the front, reapply, and maybe pop this open and start to coat the trim and then go home. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for participating. I guess I'll see you all soon. I like doing these live streams. It's fun. See you later.